this is way better than we thought. Some massive injury updates concerning the Bengals coming off the loss against the Green Bay Packers. We're going to break down the report coming from Zac Taylor himself and what it could mean for the Bengals if they can get some of these players back healthy and ready to go. And it was going to be a huge game against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night. Welcome to the jungle. This is Isaac Coffman with Bengals Digest. Happy to see you, Bengals fans. And if you want to get in on the discussion, make sure you are subscribed by smashing that subscribe button down below. We appreciate you so much and are on our way to 3,000 subscribers. Again, we thank you guys so much, and we love to hear what your thoughts are on the Bengals right now. So the Bengals are coming off of a loss. They are now sitting at 2-4 on the season. It's going to be a quick turnaround when it comes to Thursday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a huge game against the Steelers because you're talking about a division game. They are already 1-0 with their earlier win against the Browns. If they can win this game, despite the circumstances on Thursday night, that would still keep them alive in this playoff chase. I know what you're saying. They have been shaky at best on defense, on offense, all forms and phases. Joe Flacco brought a little bit of stability. It feels like if they can get him going, you never know. There's been these Cinderella type stories for teams that look like they were well on their way to having a high draft pick to making a playoff push. It is far from over, Bengals fans. I know what you're feeling. There's a lot of negativity going on right now, but this is the chance for the Bengals to really show what they're made of. If they're going to have the best game of the year, this is the best timing on Thursday. They are at home. It is going to be on short rest. And that's why the report coming out about injuries is going to be so crucial. Trey Hendrickson is the big name on Sunday. Came out of the game on Sunday with a back injury. So that was the question mark. Will he be ready to go on Thursday, along with a few other names that have popped up on the injury report? So what came out recently from Zac Taylor, it was also reported by Ian Rappaport. He says that he is listed as day-to-day with a back injury. It's not good, but it's much better. If you were watching that game, it didn't look good. Trey Hendrickson looked like he was in a lot of pain. They were examining him, and again, once he was out, he did not return. It did not look good. So this is a guy that, honestly, when he went out, the defense just seemed to kind of slowly, that's when they were starting to more break than bend. I've said it up till now, if this defense can just hold out, if they can bend but don't break, the Bengals are always going to have a chance. And that's what it felt like in that first half. They only surrendered 10 points in Green Bay to the Packers. They kept the offense in this. They gave them the chances. Unfortunately, when Trey Hendrickson went down, some of these other injuries, it felt like the Bengals were just trying to stay afloat. They were trying to get back in the game, and a great effort. We'll be talking about it at length more of what Flacco was able to do, but focusing mainly on Trey Hendrickson, he is such a crucial piece of that defense. He continues to get pressure on whatever matchup it is. There's always a great lineman that he's going up against, but if you watch him closely, it just seems like he's always in the backfield. He's just causing the pressure. Maybe he doesn't get that sack, but pressures is what it's all about. And when it comes to Trey Hendrickson, he is still showing why he's one of the elite pass rushers. You can look at, yes, he had sacks, but it's more to that. If you break down his pressures, he has an 88.9 PFF rating. He's just ranked always up at the top. So not having him on Thursday, that's something to keep an eye on. As Zac Taylor brought out, he is day to day. But he's going to be such a huge piece of that defense because, again, I feel like once he went down, the defense suffered. It's just going to happen. Your best player on the defense, if he's not there, you're going to notice. And that's what was happening. What it comes down to is the Bengals need guys to step up. You have Myles Murphy getting a lot of praise from coaches, but he's had a few plays here and there, and certainly he's not going to be Trey Hendrickson. But he's going to need to step up. He's going to need to be a guy that can generate pressures. Joseph Ossai is another that was kind of showing up as well, but it'll be remaining, again, see what you can do out on the field. So some other injuries to keep an eye on as well. As you mentioned, Trey Hendrickson was day-to-day. The big blow is going to be Mike Gesicki. Just a tough loss because it was a pectoral injury. Same deal like Hendrickson. When he was injured, he did not return. And you kind of got the sense of him not returning, that means it's probably going to be serious. Well, Zac Taylor says it's going to be a while. Not good. They have Noah Fant in there that showing that he's clicking with this offense, but it's just still tough. You need Mike Gesicki. You need your playmakers in there to get this offense going. So something to keep an eye on. They might come out later, an exact timeline when Gesicki can return, but that is kind of the worst case, what you were not hoping to hear. Amarius Mims was another name that popped up. If you watched that game, he was kind of limping on one drive, so he is regarded as okay. Kind of vague, but if he's okay, you would expect him to be playing on Thursday. He's been one of the more solid linemen on that shaky offensive line, so you hope he's ready to go. You hope that's true, that he's just okay. And the big name, I think, is also Shemar Stewart. He is still coming back from that ankle injury. He's been out for a few weeks. When he was in, he was kind of that complementary piece with Hendrickson. If somehow, some way, Hendrickson is able to go, and he is, again, just day to day, he's able to go through that back pain. I still want to keep an eye on that as much as it's a day to day. With the short turnaround, you just got to remain hopeful. Hopeful that Hendrickson can go, because they need all hands on deck for this game. This is such a huge game. You're talking the Bengals actually have a decent schedule and 5 games still against divisional opponents. You're very much in this playoff race. And if you have Hendrickson on Thursday, if you can get Shemar Stewart, get pressure on the Steelers. Set the tone. Play physical like these AFC North games are. There's a chance, Bengals fans. This is a huge game. This is almost like your Super Bowl in a sense. This kind of decides your season. It's not the boom or bust game, but you're talking if you win on Thursday, you are now 3-4 with a 2-0 division record, and you have the tiebreaker with the division leading Pittsburgh Steelers. You will now gain a game back in the division standings. You will be at 3-4, 1.5 games behind the Steelers. This is a huge game. It's going to be a big game to show what the Bengals are really made of. They've got their injuries they're going to be dealing with, but my hope is that the play calling improves. I mentioned about the offensive line was shaky. It had times where it was showing it was solid, especially in the second half. It started to come alive. The first half, very shaky, getting probably used to Flacco. That's my hope. I hope that they can improve, play more like a few of those series in the second half where they were able to make a drive that ended up being a score. But I also call into the spotlight, the play calling was very questionable. A jet sweep with Jamar Chase to start off the game. Sometimes that can work, but I still question it at times. There's a lot of those, just you kind of scratch your head a little bit of the play calling. And that has been getting a lot of attention. Will Zac Taylor still have the play calling when it comes to this season? If they get to the point where it is boom or bust, it is that game. Is he still going to be calling plays like that? Let's hope that it improves. In all the senses, the Bengals have to get better. Their opportunity is right in front of them for Thursday. It's going to be a short week. They have got to get ready quickly. But if they can, they're very much back in this thing. So it should be an exciting game, Bengals fans. But we want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts, your confidence going into this game at home? Again, the Bengals have a lot that they can improve on. But this is a golden opportunity for them to get back into this, even potentially division race. But for sure the playoff race. We want to hear from you guys. So comment below what you think of these injuries that are coming up, the difference that they can make come Thursday. And again, if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. So that's going to do it for now, guys. As we say, Houday.